Let's get started. Let's take a big breath in, reach it up. Oh, wake up that body. Okay, and then let's circle it out. Let's make sure the shoulders and the upper back are nice and loose. And reverse. And hands on shoulders. Let's do elbow circles. Two more. And then shrug it out. Roll your shoulders. Get all those creaks and groans out. Pop our hips out side to side. We're going to mix up the warm up a little bit. I have some different things to add in, so stay with me. Don't go on autopilot. Let's circle it out. Especially first thing in the morning, even if you're not doing this first thing in the morning, it's just good to check in and see how everything is feeling before we start asking you to jump or lift or otherwise engage with your body. And reverse. 6, 7, and 8. Coming down to the knees, checking in with your ankles. We're going to do a lot more for your hips and ankles. And then reverse direction. And let's circle out your ankles. Make sure you go in both directions or just push it side to side. There we go. Switch legs. We're going to be doing a lot more for ankle warm up. So this is the beginning. And round. Okay, let's prance it out. See how it's feeling. Pushing through your feet. See if you can feel the work happening in your feet to stabilize you, not just knees and hips and calves. Good, and let's take our feet wide. We're going to sink down into a squat and lift one heel up and the other heel up. Good. And let's do a few where both heels come up together. Nice. Nice. One more. Woo. Let's bring our hands down. Stretch out through your back. Your toes are going to turn more forward. That's okay. Let's go for 3 more bottoms up. So sink your hips down. Push it up. Down and up. Down and up. Up. And hands on knees. Rock your feet in. Roll it up. And let's just bounce. Keep your heels on the floor. So we're really stretching through the calves, kind of waking up the joints. And then let's come into a split stance and pretend we're lunging. But it's nice and easy, right? No weight. Just kind of waking up the knees and ankles to movement. And switching sides. Getting a little bouncy. And one side is always easier than the others. Okay. Let's do a couple of double foot jumps. So we're going to kind of like a squat jump, but you don't need a big squat. I want you to stick the landing and then come up. Stick the landing. Don't bounce right into it. And stick the landing. Wait till I say go. Go. And go. Good. We're going to interrupt this with a little bit more leg warm up because I forgot 2 things I wanted to do with you. So we're going to hold our hands here. And we're going to take one leg out like you're Charlie Chaplin walking. And we're going to go forward and backwards. And then we're gonna kick back. But I want you to keep this posture where you're engaging. And we're going back. And then shake it out. Okay, so we did our jump sticks in place. We're gonna do 3 jumps forward, but sticking in between and not jumping forward until I say go. So jump, stick it, and let's go. 2 and 3. Good, and back. 2, good, and 3. Okay, we're gonna try doing that single leg. We're gonna get all of this out of the way because it's the greatest demand on the nervous system of anything we'll do today. Start on 1 foot and hop, stick. And then go, hop, stick. Your hands can be wherever they need to be. If you need to touch down, that's okay. 1 more on this side, hop, stick. Good. Switching sides. Hop, stick. Land it. Let's go. Hop, stick. I'm glad we're all laughing. Here we go. Last one. Hop, stick. Good. Good. Why don't you meet me down on the floor with a light weight or a medium weight? You get to choose. Okay. We're going to do something called the suitcase crunch. It's like our double leg stretch, but we've got a weight. And we're going to hold on to the weight and pretend we're pulling it apart. So you're creating that good tension of all your muscles being activated in your upper body. And we're going to reach out and pull it in. Head, neck, and shoulders can stay on the floor, but I think it's a little more effective if you can tolerate it. So pull up, just peel up the shoulders and the head. Two more. Last one. Good. Let's stretch ourselves out nice and long on the floor. We have one more little abdominal thing to do before we get into our workout. We're going to take the weight up over our heads. So you want to, if your head is down, you don't want it so far over your head that you can't see it. You want to be able to lift it up. And again, we're going to pull on the ends of that, the dumbbell. So, or the band if you're using a band, so that you engage your back muscles. We're going to flatten your back into the floor. Bring your legs out, and we're going to lift up and flutter. And we're going to stay here for about 30 seconds if we can. So if your feet are up, it's going to be a little bit easier. The lower down your feet are, the more challenging it will be. Stay in there. You have to stop, come back into it. All good. Reach and flutter. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. The workout from, we might be getting close to 2022 by now. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of funny going through all of these day by day instead of month by month. So come onto our hands and knees. Let's stretch out your back a little bit. Big circles. Our first set of exercises are goblet squats with the stir the pot. So we're going to pretend we're getting ready for Halloween. And we've got this big cauldron of something heavy to stir. So try a heavy weight. The goal is to activate while you're squatting. Make sure your abs are activating. We're going to do seated bent over trap threes. which we've been doing all along, and overhead triceps. And those are our 3 exercises for the first round. So there we go. So for our squats, I'm going for 12s. You're going to hold it like you're holding onto a big paddle. That'd be reaching into a cauldron. Taking your toes out a little wider than your shoulders. Toes turned out, knees going in the same direction. Let's go for, we're going to go for 10 to 12 squats and alternate the direction that you're stirring with each one. So I'm going to let you keep track of that. So we're going to sink down to that squat, reach, and come up, and we'll go the other way. Good, nice. 5. And let's do 2 more. We got this. Perfect. Put that weight down. Bring my bench a little closer. Have a seat. We're going to grab some light weights. We've done these standing. We've done these one-armed. We've done these seated. Today we're back to seated. So your legs can be apart, so you can let your torso drop between them, between your legs, or you can just roll forward and let your chest and belly rest on your legs, your choice. From here, let's pull your shoulder blades down towards your hips, engage your back muscles and lift up into a Y. 2. And we're going for 10 to 12 of these. 6 with every single one. I want you to feel your back working. I want you to see if you can feel what your shoulder blades are doing. And then we can stay here. And where you're feeling it, you should get a burning like right in the middle of your back and those muscles. It's not the rhomboids, it's the very bottom part of your traps. The stronger we get this part of your trapezoid muscle, the less power your upper traps have over how your back feels. So that's my theory. Okay, then we're going to grab light to medium weights or heavy weights, your choice. We're doing triceps. And I think we're going to do them one arm at a time. I'm going to go a little heavier. We're going to take one arm up, and you're going to use the other arm to guide. And we're going to reach back down towards the back of your shoulder, straight up to the ceiling. 2, elbow stays forward. That's why I have my hand here so my elbow can't wing out. Nice. Bring that weight down safely, and let's go to the other side. So arm up, you have your other hand to use as a guide. I'm not holding it or pushing or pulling. I'm just kind of, this is as far as my arm is allowed to go out. Nice. Good, and bring that weight down. Let's take our first arm up. It's like we're doing our tricep stretch. And stretch through your side also. Let's go to the other side. Roll your shoulders, make sure the tension is out of your traps. Every time we go overhead, the tendency for everyone is to want to shrug up. And we want to learn how to keep these, these muscles a little bit more relaxed than we usually do. So let's reach down, let your back round, let those lower traps rest and stretch. Shake your head, nod your head. And then let's set up for set 2. All my weights out. I'm going to have to put them all away. It takes so much time. Here we go. So setting up with our big paddle for our cauldron. Feet wider than your shoulders, toes slightly turned out. Let's go for 12 squats. Reach and stir, and then reverse. Eight, 9, you go at your own pace. 10, 11, and 12. Take weight down. Slide my bench back in. Going for my light weights. My mother-in-law gave me these 3s for when she was working out with all her Jane Fonda workouts and the step workouts. When she stopped working out, she said, Debbie, maybe you'd like these, but they're too light. And you know, they're just the right size for doing this kind of work. So let's settle into a nice comfortable position. Take a breath in, make sure you can move your rib cage, and then let's set your shoulders. Relax your neck, set your shoulders, and pull with your back for 12. 11. Try to keep your arms as straight as you can. 9. 3, 2, and 1. Switching out for a slightly heavier weight because our triceps are a wee bit bigger than what we would be, or stronger than what we would be doing for our very lower traps. Let's set up on one side. One hand is the guide. Elbow stays up towards the ceiling. Let's go for 12. 11, all the way up to a straight arm. 11. Oh, they're getting harder. And what happens when they get harder is your elbow is going to start to come down. And my thinking is that's not ideal. We want to try to keep our arm up. So when I see my elbow coming down, that's my cue to push it back. But as long as you're coming out to a straight arm and this muscle is engaging, I'm not too concerned. So let's go to side 2. And let's hit it for 1, 2, 4. In fact, you can take the armlets, the guide, and put it on the tricep muscle and make sure you can feel it working. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice. Finish up your set. Put the weight down. Let's do a little twisty stretch in between sets. We have one more round to go. So lifting up, looking over your shoulder, bracing against your chair and your knee. And come back to center, switching sides, lifting up, rotating around your spine, looking over your shoulder. And come back to center. Let's grab your hands underneath your thighs. Let your back round and stretch. Okie dokie. One more round. We got this. Okay. The feet wide, toes out, knees out. Make sure when you go to squat, your knees aren't caving in or going out away from your toes. Everything stays in nice alignment. Roll your shoulders back and down, tall posture, using your abs to support your spine. Let's go for the last 12. Alternating directions. Use those glutes. Press through your whole foot. Good. I can say, thank goodness this bench is very light. Keep moving it around. Okay, check in with how your back is feeling. Wiggle your shoulders, move around. Guarantee if you've got your abs working, your back muscles haven't shut off. They're working too. So pretty much everything we're doing this set, your back is supporting your spine for good posture. So if you need a stretch, take a stretch. And let's, when you're ready, bend over. And let's do our wide flies, keeping your arms nice and straight. Lock those elbows, lift as high as you can. And when you get to 12 or so, those weights down. Find the weight you're going to use for your triceps. Roll your shoulders. Swing your arms, get the blood flowing, make sure everything's feeling good. Because as long as we're sitting here, we're not slouching, right? We're still holding good posture. So everything is always working, whether or not you're actively lifting a weight for that muscle or not. So hands on shoulder, rack it up. And let's go for last 12 triceps, tricep extensions. Beautiful. Nice. And let's switch sides. Hopefully these are feeling good. Hopefully we're all happy this is the end. Last set, side 2. Up and up. All posture, you might feel your abs engaged. And then all the way up to a straight arm. And 12. Oh. So let's do our little twist. We're done with this set. We've done 3 rounds of it. We're going to move on. Let's take a little break. Check in that everything is feeling good. Twist the other way. And then round your back. Let your muscles stretch and release. Put my bend out of the way. And I'll tell you what's coming next. Grab a drink. We are in no rush whatsoever. We have, okay. We have a 1 1/4 side lunge. So we've been doing lunges forwards and backwards. This time we're going to go out to the side. We have some oblique V-ups on the floor, which I know, I think it's my favorite. I call it everyone's favorite, but I think it's really only my favorite. And then we're going to do some back extensions, or what I call tri-land breaststroke, to get our back moving this way, and just reinforce everything we've been building. So for our side lunges, we're going to do our first round with just weights in our hands, and maybe up on our shoulders to help us stay a little bit more upright. And we'll play with this. There are different patterns we can do with our side lunges, of course. But we'll start with the basics. So first round, we'll go for 8 on each side. So I want you to think about stepping out, sinking that hip back and down as low as you can go, and then coming back in. Step out, bring that leg back in. Good. Should feel that hip muscle stretching and then working as you push back to the start. Eight. Oop, my knee is popping. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Going to side 2. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Let's carefully put the weights down. Come down on the floor. Ooh. You just shift your weight from side to side. My hips are very tired. It's been a long week. Okay. So we're going to come up. This is slouchy shoulder, remember. We want to be out of that slouch. We want to be lifted. You're going to roll onto the meat of your buttocks. Legs angled forward. Arm up. And your choice. As long as you are doing these side bends, side crunches, we're good. So we can go like this or like this. See if you can pull both legs up, even a little bit. I'm reaching for my knee. All right, we're going for about 12 on each side. Nice. Nice. So we've got long levers. We've got your arm nice and long and your leg nice and long. So if it's doable to do this and you're getting that side crunch, that's awesome. If you can even reach, even if you're lifting a little bit, right? And your arms are doing this, you're getting work. So give it a try. If you're used to doing it with only one leg or with bent knees, try a couple with 2 straight legs. See how far you get. See if you can figure out the movement. Sometimes it's not that you're not strong enough, but your brain and your muscles haven't talked. They haven't had that conversation yet to say, oh, this is how we move through space. Let's try something new. So, you know, you're online with me. I can't see most of the people who are going to be doing this video. So give it a try and let's see how it goes for side 2. Remember, we're not up on our hip bone. We're rocked back onto the meat of your butt. And we'll go. Good. Nice. 6. And if you want to go back to this, because it feels like you're getting more movement and it's more effective, that's fine. And 12. Take your time, finish up the set. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to give you the upright version of what we're going to do face down. I haven't done these in a while, but breaststroke is pretty explanatory. So we're gonna start laying down with our arms in an I position. Take them out to a Y, to a T. You'll feel your shoulder blades moving, I hope, by this point. We're gonna come in for a W and your chest will lift up off the floor. And then big exhale and shoot through. So we've done these with our W push-ups. With this, we're just doing the back extension part. So I, Y, T, W lift, and push it through. You can make it smoother. It's hard to talk with my lungs pressed into the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice, and when we're all done, child's pose. All the time we've been in extension today, the remedy, the pause in between the work, is to put your back into flexion. So you guys got away with something because I know I had written down 1 1/4 lunges, and I think I said 1 1/4 lunges, and then we only did single lunges. So we're gonna make up for it. We're gonna get those quarter pulses in this time. We're gonna use one heavier weight. We're gonna add a little bit of shoulder in, but it's gonna make your hip work just a teeny bit harder. So I'm switching from 8s to 12s. And we're gonna go for 8 on each side. And what they're gonna look like is this, a side lunge with a little pulse, and then come up to an overhead press, right? Here we go, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, keep your chest up. 1. There we go. Okay. Setting up for side 2. 1 with a little pulse. 2, little pulse. 3. Nice. Sink it down. Almost done. Finish up your set. I may have been going a little bit faster than some of you. Grab a drink. And let's come down on the floor. Okay. Slouchy, sleepy shoulder. Sorry, it's too late to crawl back into bed now. You can finish this. Do 2 more rounds. Here we go. Lift up out of that shoulder. Angle your feet forward. Make yourself as long as you can and crunch yourself as tight as you can. 2, 3. Nice. 9. Good work. Finish your set. If you need to. There you go. We're going at different paces. That's okay. Take the time that you need. If you're watching some video, you can always pause me. Make grimace if you're really good. Here we go. So slouchy shoulder. Let's lift up out of it. Reaching nice and long. Let's try to do it on the sides. Long and crunch. Long and crunch. Stretch, contract. And good. 11 and 12. Okay, rolling it over. We're gonna do Supermans rather than breaststroke. So we're gonna lift arms and legs at the same time instead of always pressing them down into the floor. Arms don't have to be right in front, they can be out on an angle. Whatever is gonna be comfortable for you. I kind of like to do thumbs up when I do this. We're gonna go for 8 good Supermans with a pause as we lift. So we're gonna lift, hold, 2, and then lower. Looks like this. Lift, 2, and lower. Lift, hold, and lower. So 8 of these, beautiful form. Brace through your abs. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. When you're all done, push up and rock back into child's pose. We have one more round, and then a little finisher. And we'll be done early with a good stretch. Come up onto hands and knees. Circle everything out, checking in with what things feel like. Maybe some cat-cows if you need that. And then let's come back up to standing. Grab a quick drink and we'll do our last round of side lunges. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit lighter weights this time. A lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier. We're gonna make these dynamic. So gait patterning would have it if we move our right leg, our left leg is rotating, and then we come back together, it's the other way. So this is without going into the lunge. This is roughly what it will look like. So light weights in your hands, give your posture just a little bit of an extra challenge. Squeeze those armpits in and then sink it out, reach across, pulse, and come up. You don't need to rotate, you can just come right back here. Just this movement is all I'm looking for, that we can rotate into it and pulse and come out. It's not even a punch. Breathe. Good. 4. 6. Just a little pulse of the hip. 7 and 8. Good. Let's go to side 2. So everybody rotates naturally one way or the other. Just the way our organs are inside, we might be easier going to the left than to the right. There's a chance to kind of balance it out. So let's go to side 2, pulse and back. Pulse and back. So one arm is moving, not both. So we're not holding them here. Think about, there we go. I've lost count. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Weights down. We're gonna come back to them. We have a shoulder finisher that you're gonna hate me for, but that's okay. That's why there's screens in between us. Last round of V-ups. Are we ready? Slouchy, slouchy, slouchy. Can't go back to sleep. Lift up, make yourself nice and tall. Think about a nice long spine. Stretching your body as long as you can, and then making it as compact as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. It's an oblique crunch. So as long as you're working your obliques and feeling the work happening between the side of your rib cage and the top of your pelvic bone, you're good. Swing it around to side 2. Go from slouchy to lifted. Make yourself as long as you can. Get that nice big stretch because these are the muscles we're working. And let's go. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Good. Roll over onto our bellies. And we're going to go for goalpost lifts. So we start here. We reach up and pull in, reach and pull. Think about pushing the tops of your feet or your toes into the floor to help brace your lower body. You have to engage your glutes to keep your back safe, but you can press the tops of your feet in or the balls of your feet or your toes. Okay, let's go for 8. So we're going to lift and pull, lift and pull. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come on up, rock back into child's pose. You have a little finisher coming. So we have 6 shoulder moves. We're going to do 8 repetitions of each with a little pause and do it twice. It's going to go fast. You don't need heavy weights because the volume is going to build up faster than you realize. Let's first do a quick standing cat-cow. Make sure all the tension is out of your back because, again, working shoulders, we're going to be using all our postural muscles. Now I'm dropping down to a set of 5s so I can talk to you while I'm doing this. And just because I know we're going to be going overhead, I'm going to start with my feet in a staggered stance or split stance, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to start with 8 lateral raises. Just take our arms up to the side, shoulder height. 6, 7, 8, and we're going to take that to a front raise for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come into a rear delt raise. So we're going to come out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go into an upright row for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then overhead press for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Why am I feeling like I've forgotten one? Lateral front, upright rear, overhead. There's only 5. There's not 6. That's why we got them all. So put the weights down. 30 seconds here, we're gonna stretch, move, try to relax your shoulders, and then we're gonna do it all over again. If there's still anything left in the tank, we could do it a third time. Right. So I make sure nobody has any heavy lifting to do after this. It's gonna be a little harder. And twist. Kind of feel how your body is feeling after the workout. Nothing says we can't add some stretching in here. And let's grab our weights and get ready to go set 2. 3, 2, 1. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Let's go forward. Front raises. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Oh, hinging back. Let your hips hold you. Going for 8 rear delts. 2, 3, 4, 5. Spread your wings. 6, 7. Nice. 8. Oh, standing up. Upright rows for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Racking the weights. Last round. 8 overhead. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I guess we're done. I'm looking at what faces are facing me. Here we go. Oh, let's roll our shoulders. And you know what? Let's take a big shrug. Pull your shoulders up to your ears. Take a big breath in. Exhale and push them down and away. Let's do that 2 more times. And last time. Up, up, up. Squeeze, 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 and release. So grab a lightweight. It doesn't have to be, it could be a heavy weight. We're just gonna hold it. We're gonna use it to stretch out our shoulder and our arms. We haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna hinge over and just get that circular motion going. Should not require any work on your part. The weight should give a nice stretch in the arm and the shoulder. So it takes a little bit of effort to stop it and get it going the other direction. That's the only work you're doing. Otherwise, you're just kind of hanging out and the weight's doing its thing. You gotta love physics. Gotta love the fact that I don't understand physics, but I know it's physics. Momentum, inertia, something like that. I don't know. Here we go. Let's go for side 2. Get a nice stretch on that shoulder and then start those circles. Okay, if you can feel your back stretching, shoulder stretching, nothing should be uncomfortable with this. And then reverse direction. Get that weight going the other way. Okay, and then standing up, I'm gonna come forward because I changed my camera. I'm gonna come down on my knees, but you stay standing. We're going to take the weight and make a halo. And this should be a lightweight, feel pretty good on your shoulders. Normally I would have you stand on a tightrope and do this for balance, but this is just getting everything moving in that shoulder girdle. Shoulder blades are moving. Everything's moving. Good, and then let's put that weight down. You can stay where you are, you can come on the floor. Let's stretch your shoulder. Pull one arm across. So instead of, make sure you're not hunching, pull that shoulder down and hold it wherever you're getting a nice stretch across the back of your shoulder. Hold onto your elbow and lift it up. Reach down with that arm And lean over to one side. There you go. And then come up. Let's switch triceps that we're stretching. So just switch hands and lean over. Oh, that feels so good. Nice work this morning. And let's bring that elbow down and we'll do that back of the shoulder stretch here. So make sure your shoulder's not hunched up. Actively pull it down. Cross your body into that stretch. Your arm can be here. I mean, wherever you're getting the stretch. It's like when we do child's pose with the thread the needle. It's wherever you're getting the stretch across your back. You just don't want to be hunched. Because if we train that way, we start to look that way. Nobody wants to go through life like this. Let's take your hands behind your back, pull down, lift up. If you're on the floor like me, we're going to come into a pose like rabbit. Otherwise, if you're standing, you're just going to come into a forward fold. Let your arms come up. And if you're standing, let your arms drop down to the floor. Stay in that forward fold. And if you're in rabbit and you're already on the floor, stretch out into child's pose. But if you're standing and in a forward fold now, walk your hands out, drop your knees, come into child's pose. And let your back stretch and relax. So from here, we'll take our hands over to the right or the left, whatever side you're on. And breathe. And then take your arms over to the other side. Slide into a Z sit. So prop yourself up, swing your legs around so they're bending the same way. And we'll twist across and come up and over. Cross, up and over. And switch sides. We're working our way down to the floor. Oh, up and over. Do two more. And more. And then come down. And let's make little circles with your knees. Tuck your knees into your chest. Hold on to your knees. Whatever tension you're feeling in your low back, see if you can let it go. So from here, we can go into happy baby. You're going to hook your fingers around the big toe on each foot. Let those knees come to the outsides of your shoulders, your arms, and rock side to side. Stretching through the adductors, the muscles we used on those side lunges. And then if it feels good, try to straighten one leg. Keep the other leg bent. And then bend that leg and try to straighten the other side. We have our baby ninjas. Our happy ninjas, whatever these are called. So one up. Nice big stretch. And last one, up to the other side. Bring your knees back in. Reach behind your thighs and try to bring your legs up to the ceiling. and hug them in. We'll put one foot down. We're still holding on to one leg. Let's circle out the ankle. In both directions. Pointing and flexing. See if you can feel calf stretch happening. And reach up as high as you can towards your ankle and pull your leg in towards you. And see if you can relax all the muscles in your body while you're stretching. If your leg is shaking, hold by your calf, come back to your knee. Ease out of that stretch. If you're shaking, you're pushing too hard. And then we'll bend that knee and bring the other leg up. So stretch on leg 2, circling out the ankle. Making sure you're going in both directions. Pointing and flexing. And then reach and pull that leg in. A little bit more of a hamstring stretch. And then bring that foot down. We'll take our arms out to the side and do some windshield wipers. Nice and easy. And then just for grants to see how things are feeling, let's go left, right, center, and lift, and lower. Left, right, center, and lift. Left, right, center, and lift. Let's cross left knee over right knee. Have both legs in. Switch sides. The right over left, both legs in. Take your time. Let's come up to sitting. We are just about done. We managed to use up the whole hour. Oh, just kind of roll around on your hips, see what it feels like. Hips are feeling the culmination of the whole week. It's Thursday. So I hope you're feeling better. Hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you back right before Halloween. Have a good week.